Okay, sorry, we got cut off. So you got to the last one. This is computers, and now there's all kinds of advancements being made so that we can encode data and it's transferred all over the world. So we are done with all the different types. And then in your Word document, when you say project 1.1.7, answer the question, why do you think encryption changed over time? And do you notice any trends as things evolve? You had to know these to know how to answer that. So after that, you can just go on. Now we're going to explore ciphers. What is a substitution cipher? Watch that video. It gives a much better description than what I did. Here's the one about Caesar, and we already went over that, but you can read this so that you understand even better what we were talking about, and then answer the question on a blank piece of paper. Work with a partner to encrypt a message using a Caesar cipher with a simple shift value. You get to do that by yourself. Just make an easy little message and use the Caesar cipher to shift it, and then see how you would decrypt it on the other side, okay? We're going to look at Pigpen cipher, and this is really cool. They show how Pigpen cipher can be used. So now take a moment to review the key, use the parameter or the patterns in the key to see whether you can decode the Pigpen encryption message. So in step 5, decrypt the Pigpen message. And you don't have to compare the message, we're just having you do it. So did you get the answer? If not, what did you do wrong? Although these symbols are openly visible, they're difficult to decode without a key. So you're going to see how different groups of people have taken the basics of Pigpen and developed their own systems. So in 7, get the Pigpen origami outline. And you can do that by just Google searching it, Pigpen origami outline. I'm going to click on Google here, Pigpen origami outline. I don't want an origami pig. I want the Pigpen origami outline. Well, I thought that would be super easy. And instead, I'm getting origami. I don't want that. Okay, let me go up here to the top and see under resources if I have that. Okay, origami cipher key. If you click on this, this opens. Well, it's taking a minute, sorry. Sorry, it's slow. Took a minute to open it. It opens in Acrobat. Okay, this is the origami cipher key. So if I go back here to Pigpen cipher, sorry, getting a black screen again. Get the Pigpen origami outline, and I just gave it to you. Cut off the bottom portion of the page, save it to be used to help design your Pigpen cipher. Set up the paper with colors and letters using the following directions. Use the 5 different colors to highlight the lines based on the number next to the line. So you can see you make one of the little, I think we used to call them fidgets or something when my daughter was in school. And you can randomly add all the letters of the alphabet on the dotted side of the double lines. This letter represents your unique key for the cipher. You're going to use this key later in this section. Follow the steps in the origami square folding instructions video to fold the origami squares. Watch the video and it'll show you how to fold it and how to do it, okay? As you move the origami cipher, think about the pigpen cipher. What are the shapes and dot placements you can use to create your own unique coded message? So review the origami cipher key for a list. You can click on that and it will bring that up. What makes your cipher unique? You get to answer all these questions based on your cipher that you made. Use your origami key to create a short coded message. You don't have to swap it, just encode a message. Now, you can do this a couple of ways. I want you to show me you've done this. So you could take a picture with your phone and then insert that picture into your Word document. However you want to do it, show me what you've done and then make a message and show how that works, okay? Again, it says, what does, we aren't looking at other teams, but what's the most secure way to give a team what they need to decode the message? Answer that question. How would you make your cipher more secure or more difficult for an outsider to decipher? Answer those questions to give it some thought, okay? And then again, we've got more questions here. And now it's your turn. This is the last part you have to do. Now that you've explored a few well-known ciphers, it's your turn to create your own. We're not forming a team. You're doing this by yourself, but you're going to work on coming up with a secret cipher to encrypt messages. You can choose your own materials for the cipher, or you can, but make sure you get your teacher's approval. If you have a question, email me, but otherwise, if it's similar to one of these, it's fine. You can also peek at the optional extensions for additional uses. The affine cipher, you can look at that. The visionaire cipher, you can look at that. But you're going to make a cipher for how you're going to decode messages. You're going to call it, like if I made a cipher, it'd be Hershey cipher or Karen cipher. But I would make a cipher that would somehow execute something based on something similar to what one of the others were, but what I thought would be effective. So here's some things to think about. This is your project, so here's what I want you to think about. What can I get done in my week that I have to have this finished by Friday? Will my cipher use a key to encode and decode? Probably some kind of key. Does it require a deep knowledge of math, algebra, or another content area? Some do, but some are pretty simple. Will it require materials other than paper and pencil? Some might. Like if you did something like the milk and it dried and then you had to use charcoal, that wasn't just pen and paper. So however you want to do yours, think through what all is going to be required. Document your work. Give your cipher a name, description, and detailed set of steps to encode and decode text. You're going to have to write all that up in your Word document. Now be prepared to present your cipher to your class as instructed by your teacher. You don't have to give it to the whole class, but I want you to give me something that I'm going to, it's like you're presenting to me. However you explain it in your Word document, I'm going to have to understand what it is and how it works. And then now they have a neat little career connection, who this guy is. You can look at that. And then your last part here is your conclusion question. In this activity, you were focused on encoding alphabetical characters. What if you wanted to encode other characters like numbers and special characters? What are some ways to include such characters into the encoding cipher? So you can answer that question. I hope you learn a lot this week, and I hope you have a lot of fun making your cipher and encoding a message for me. If you have any questions on this week, please just email me and I will be glad to answer any questions. Have a great week. Bye.